As you are strolling through Hillsborough, North Carolina, you may get that familiar craving for a nice hot cup of coffee. While passing through downtown, take a detour down King Street and you'll find a place where you can satisfy your espresso craving and enjoy the company of fellow coffee lovers like you. The place is Cup of Joe, owned by a Hillsborough native, Brooke, and her husband. You may go to Cup of Joe for your weekly bag of locally roasted coffee beans, or for a fix of whatever delicious baked goods Brooke has in store today. Or you may just be looking for your average Cup of Joe. But don't be fooled, this place is much more than just a coffee shop. You go there often to catch up with an old friend, to share a funny story, or even help a stranger. You may be getting some work done, or enjoying the company of new acquaintances. When you walk up to the cafe, you see Mayor Tom Stevens sitting at the table outside, enjoying his daily cup at his morning office. This isn't the first time you've seen him listening to suggestions and figuring out ways to better the community. Upon entering, you are greeted by a number of friends and acquaintances that frequent the cafe just like you do. Before ordering, you pick up your weekly bag of those locally roasted coffee beans that you just can't live without. At the counter, you make small talk with the talented baristas who are always getting you to try new drinks. While you are waiting for your drink, you think about your visit here yesterday. It looked like a different place then, as many people were having a quiet afternoon reading the newspaper, working hard on their studies, or even getting some much-needed advice. It was a quiet place, and today it is bustling. Yesterday, you saw students typing away furiously as they prepared their midterm papers, friends having quiet yet lighthearted conversations, and Tracy, one of the baristas, creating new drinks. But today, the place is a meeting space where groups have come to gather and enjoy one another's company. Old friends are catching up, and new friends are meeting. When you step outside, you see your good friend Frank, and end up answering all of his questions about your life as he silently refuses to talk about himself. Jim is there too, sitting on the end and quietly but intently listening to the conversation. There are others there that you have never met, but you introduce yourself and sit down with these old and new friends. Your friend John Paul joins the table and whips out his new camera to show off. You realize just how much John Paul loves gadgets as you saw him here just yesterday with his fancy new iPad. After your second espresso, a lighthearted but engaging conversation ensues in which Frank, Jim, and others at the table offer career and life advice to a young man who just quit his job. The conversation ends with a chuckle as you all realize that what you really want to do in life is sit here with a nice cup of coffee and good friends. Over time, as you sit outside Cup of Joe, the scene has changed as friends have left and more have arrived. Your friend Margot sees your camera and offers her expertise as a trained National Geographic photographer. As she teaches you the best angles and moments for a great photo, you make your good friend Gregory pose for you. In return, you promise to listen to his story about that one time he took Marilyn Monroe on a date. Suddenly, a three-man band accompanying a clogger starts up next to your table. As you listen to their bluegrass tunes, your friends, old and new, leave the table one by one to get back to the bustle of normal life. You know you should follow their lead, but you don't, because although the friends are many and the company is good here, sitting alone at this table on this beautiful day is just fine. And you're not really alone. You've got your Cup of Joe.